Good Sunday and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Monica Pierre. We're joined now by Steve Scaffidi, Marketing and Media Director with New Orleans Mission, here to talk about an event that's coming up. They're calling it the Fest Experience, as well as our thoughts about homelessness and what we can do to not only look away and stop looking away, but also help as well. Steve, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Monica. Good to be here.
It's a long time.
Long time.
Just the disclosure, Steve and I used to work at Fox 8, but it was Channel 8 at the time, so it's been a long, long time. Great to have you on. So what's your role as Marketing and Media Director with the New Orleans Mission?
Well, my role is to promote the mission and talk about the events that's coming up. You know, the mission's not supported by any federal or state dollars, so the mission survives off of the contributions and donations from people that care. And so we got to keep it going. Lots of events that we have that I'm excited about. And I'm looking forward to helping change the face of homelessness, not only in our community, but across America.
So what is the face of homelessness and what does it need to be changed to?
Well, before I went to the mission, like most people, I think of homeless people as the guy under the bridge, the person on the corner holding up the sign. You know, that image of somebody wrapped up in a blanket with a bottle of booze next to him. That's what people think homelessness is. That's less than 10%. 90% of the people are actually in shelters, could be sleeping on somebody's couch, maybe in their car, and they really want help. They've just been hit by hard times, but for the grace of God, there go I.
Mm-hmm. So how do we begin to change that perception and to open our heart? Because, again, you'll find people, Steve, who just like, hey, they can change their lives tomorrow if they wanted to. They don't want to. They're just going to drink. Other people, well, I know there's a story behind it, but I don't have time to figure it out. I don't know what to do.
You know, we're changing the face of homelessness right now. Come to the mission every Wednesday night. We have a jam session. Come jam with the homeless. You know, homeless people have hopes and dreams just like everybody else. A lot of them have just been hit by hard times, and they just need a helping hand. And I think the way to change the face of homelessness is to pull the curtain back at places like the Mission and say, come on in, come check it out, and come see that homeless people are just like you and I.
So what's happening on Wednesday nights at the Mission?
It's exciting. We have great musicians from the local area. I'm actually reaching out to regional and national artists. My goal is they travel through New Orleans. Hey, stop by and jam with the homeless. But Rockin' Doopsy's been there. Eli Seals, great country artist from North Louisiana. Lots of locals. We've jammed with everybody from Lynn Drury, TJ Zeno and the boys, John O10. And I'm opening up the doors to all of my friends in the music business. Hey, come on out and jam with the homeless.
Mm-hmm. Talk about your background, because those who know your name know that you do a lot with Ghostwriter Productions. You worked in television news. You were in the DJ. So you're combining your love of music and entertainment to help pull back the curtain on homelessness.
You know, I've been in the business for years. When I was in college, I was a DJ. I promoted concerts. A lot of people that know me remember some of the big shows that I've done. I was like 18 years old doing concerts and crazy stuff like that. I was a DJ back in the days of 4141.
Oh, my goodness. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That's where I met my wife, Anna. So 41 did good for me. And then I went to work at Channel 8 when it was the ABC affiliate, and I think that was like 82. And I was there for about 10 years. I did all the commercials and promotions back then, shot some news and sports. And then I started my own production company, Ghostwriter Pictures, made some documentaries. People may remember The People's Story. I took Rocky Vaccarella to the White House and Forgotten on the Bayou, and I made a death row film called Execution. And I've shot lots of commercials and training films and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So when people come to Wednesdays and they see some of these artists and you're tapping into your relationships and your friends, number one, what does it do for the entertainers, the artists, What does it do for those who are there, who are not homeless? And what does it do for those who are considered homeless?
Well, first of all, if you come to one of our jam sessions, 5:30 to 7 every Wednesday at the Mission, you're going to see homeless people with smiles like you've never seen before. The music's fantastic. Bill Nyland is the music director over there, so he puts everything together. I promote them, and, these artists, we never know who's going to show up. I got a great story. Somebody walked in about 2 weeks ago. A couple of ladies, you could tell that they were dressed up and they came from downtown. A couple of guys came in wearing suits. One guy, an insurance guy, walked in, and they're kind of apprehensive as I see him walking down the hall because right now the Mission's under construction. We have a $6 million renovation going on. So you have to come through the side door, and there's a gate there, and there's some people. But it's not the most inviting entrance in the world right now. So when they came in, they were kind of tentative, and I said, okay, these people have never been here before. And I went up to them, and I said, hey, come on in. Come jam with the homeless, come on in. And they were looking around, and I said, hey, nobody's going to bite. Come on in. And as soon as they got in the room and the electricity with the music was going on, I remember this one guy, he pulled off his coat, loosened his tie, jumped on the drums, and just had the time of his life. So
wow.
I can picture.
You didn't even know he was a musician or wanted to do this? He
had
just
no
felt...
clue.
Wow.
It's a jam session, like open mic. If you can jam, or you can just sit in the audience or grab a tambourine. But I can picture him going back to the office the next day at the water cooler and saying, hey, you're not going to believe where I went last night. I went and jammed with the homeless at the New Orleans Mission. I think that's pretty cool.
So, for those who haven't been to the Mission, there's a lot of renovation going on. So, is there a stage over how does this take place?
Well, right now, we hold the jam sessions in the chapel area. It holds around 200 to 300 people. Every jam session, we at least have close to 150, 200. I've seen 300 plus in there. It just depends on the night, but we always have a great crowd. And, you could tell it's under construction, but it's comfortable. You can sit down. You got a place to sit, and no real stage. Hopefully we will have a stage after construction, but right now it's just we've got the instruments in there. We've got a soundboard, and anybody want to volunteer? Come on out. We'd like to upgrade our gear, but it's a fun evening. We're
talking to Steve Scaffidi, Marketing and Media Director with New Orleans Mission, here to talk about the Mission, the Fest experience. We've just been talking about the Wednesday jam sessions. For those who are at the Mission, those who are homeless, what's the feedback that you're receiving from them?
They're having a great time. People at the Mission eat pretty good. I can tell you that. The food's great. So a typical Wednesday, 5:30, people start to gather around 5 o'clock. Musicians start walking in the door. 5:30, music starts. It goes to 7. After the music, everybody heads off to dinner. If you want to stay for dinner, I'm sure we can accommodate you that night as well. But everybody's having a really, really good time. The feedback's been fantastic.
And the musicians that you never know who's coming, what are they telling you? Why are they doing this?
They're loving it, first of all. The music's great. And, 90 minutes of your time jamming with the homeless. I mean, come on. That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. Well, there are a lot of things going on as well. There's a Fest experience that you're planning. That's one of the major reasons why we have Steve Scaffidi with us. He's the Marketing and Media Director with New Orleans Mission. Oftentimes, we'll have the Executive Director, David Botner. So a shout out to David. So we're joined by Steve. So tell us about the planning of the Fest experience.
Well, April 30th, we have the Mission. This is, I think, the 4th annual 5K. And it happens on Jazz Fest weekend. This week, it's the second Saturday, April 30th. And my first reaction when David said, hey, we have a 5K, it's on Jazz Fest weekend, I said, why in the world would you hold any event on Jazz Fest weekend? Jazz Fest owns this town during that week.
Absolutely.
Then I started to embrace the Jazz Fest experience because I love Jazz Fest. I haven't missed a Jazz Fest since I was a kid. So then I said, how about we do the 5K, but we come up with this Fest experience? And so a 5K is a 5K, right? Everybody, Little Sisters of the Poor have a 5K probably. So everybody's got a 5K. What's different? Well, in our event, It's called the Big Easy Big Heart 5K and Fest Experience. You can run the 5K. That's 8:30 in the morning. Most people are finished with a 5K about 30 minutes, 40 minutes in. Then at 9:30, we kick off with the Fest Experience, and we have the best route ever. It goes through the quarter, the Marigny. I mean, it's beautiful. So after you run the 5K, the Fest Experience is a 1-mile circle through the quarter, but you have to carry your Fest chair on your shoulder to win. So we're going to be giving away prizes for best Fest outfit and the whole bit. So, but imagine people running through the quarter with their chairs over their shoulder. We want to make it fun. And we want to tie in to one of the greatest festivals in the world. And the Jazz Fest has nothing to do with us. I'd like to partner with those guys, but hey, the door's open, so give me a call and we can, we can work that out. But we want to just be part of the experience, the music. We love music. I love music. And so, our event will be over and by 11:30, it takes place right in front of the Hard Rock. We're going to have all the events there in the quarter. And then, hey, head off to Jazz Fest and have a great time. You should be at the gates no later than 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you can do everything.
You already have your chair.
You got your chair. You're ready to go.
So how do people get involved or sign up? It's kind of like show up, or you want to register first?
Nope. The event's put on by the New Orleans Track Club, and Jennifer Neal has been fantastic in helping put things together. You can register. Just go to BigEasyBigHeart.com. Register online. The earlier you register, the prices are a little bit cheaper. But hey, $25, $30, even when the price goes up at the very end. I mean, it's very affordable. And when you enter, you can do the 5K, the Fest Experience, or you can do both for the same price. So it's a great deal for the entire family.
This is exciting. It's very different, very unique, very fun. So, of course, it's an international fest. You'll have people from all over the world coming to New Orleans, so they're invited to participate as well.
Yeah, so we formed an impact committee. One of the things I wanted to do when I came in after David hoodwinked me and got me into Mission.
Hard to say no to David.
Yeah, I love Dave. But all the guys are great at the Mission. When I met the team at the Mission, I said, I really want to be part of this team. So we formed this impact committee, and we have some great people from the New Orleans area that are part of our impact committee because we truly want to make an impact in this community, especially in the homeless community, but in just the community in general, because homelessness is a huge issue here. And if you notice, whenever like Super Bowl comes to town, what do? They sweep the streets, but it's like sweeping the dust under the rug. We can't just sweep the streets. The New Orleans Mission is all about transformation. So that's what excited me about going to work with the Mission. And so we formed the Impact Committee. We have people on it like Mark Romig, some great people from Adams and Reese, and some real movers and shakers in the community. And the goal is that they come in and help us. I'll present some crazy ideas, and I want people to try to shoot my ideas down. And it's hard to shoot my ideas down because I'm pretty passionate about them. But hey, and we want to do something really special. And so, yes, we're going to go after the tourists. I'm going to be calling Mark this week. Mark, expect my phone call because I want to reach out to all of the tourists that's coming in, plus the locals. And I want this to be the most successful Big Easy Big Heart 5K and Fest experience ever.
In terms of money, fundraising, or in terms of awareness? So what's your goal?
Both. Obviously, the Mission needs to raise funds. So this event, along with others that are coming up, I mean, I have a slew of events that we're putting on the table. Yes, we have to raise money, but also very important to raise awareness and bring attention to what the Mission is doing and other entities in the area like us that are really helping to cure the problem of homelessness. And I don't think there is a definite cure for it, but we can definitely do better, and the Mission's trying to.
Absolutely. So you have some other things being planned throughout the year. If you can just give us an overview, that'll be fine. I know you're still convincing people that this is going to do it fun and different this time around.
Well, we've got the jam sessions, and then April 30th.
The jam sessions raise money as well?
The jam sessions are free right now.
Okay, good.
We're not even passing the hat.
Wow.
But I would I'm thinking about knocking on some corporate doors to get a corporate sponsor behind it. And maybe we'll take donations, but right now it's just a good time. Obviously, the 5K Fest experience April 30th. Then in June, we have the Dragon Boat Festival. We just putting this one together.
Is it a dragon boat?
Dragon boats are these big boats. Picture 20 some odd people in a boat, 2 on each side, and there's a person in the front that's like the captain, and they bang a drum or count out a cadence, and you have to row, and if you're out of sync with everybody else, you're not going to go so fast. It's kind of crazy. Some folks came to us and said, "Hey, well, we like the mission, and we want to team with you guys on this dragon boat thing." And so I said, "Hey, it looks good to me." I'm always looking for something different. So, and then we've got some other events. I've met with the Zephyrs. We met with them. The Zephyrs are fantastic. We've talked with. We've got some great connections with the Saints and the Pelicans. I love sports. So my true love is music and sports. And so we'll be putting together some music and sporting events coming up, I can promise you.
As you're speaking, Steve, I can't help but imagine that, it's like the heavens opened up for you, a way for you to take what you love and use what you love to serve others. And I think in life, especially after we experience a lot of things, we're always looking for ways to open new doors, explore new areas, but also just keep our passion alive. And you seem to have found that great mix.
I just found out, my wife and I just found out we're going to be grandparents for the first time.
Oh, yeah. You're breaking news right here on the show.
My daughter, Nia, she hit us with the news a couple of weeks ago. I'm the last to find out because I'm the guy that can't keep my mouth shut. So she doesn't want me to blast it to the world, but here I am blasting it to the world. But anyway, life is short, and I've been blessed over my career and my life. I mean, so many people have been there and helped me along the way, and I've been fortunate. And I'm married to the greatest woman on the planet. Her name's Anna. Met her at 41, and her life hasn't been the same since, neither has mine. But I hoodwinked her into marrying me 30-some-odd years ago. And, I've been blessed. So when David, said, "Hey, we could use a guy like you over here," I figured, okay, maybe this is an opportunity for me. God's knocking on my door to do something. And for one of the, every now and then, that situation when people knock on your door and sometimes you pass, you're busy, life gets in the way. And this time I just said, what the heck, I'm going to do it. And so I did. And it's been very, very rewarding, to say the least.
How are those who use the services of the New Orleans Mission reacting to this kind of musical, high energy, kind of a different approach? Because again, they're homeless and they have serious challenges. They also have serious, sometimes health issues. But what do you think it's doing to help them in their situation?
Well, at first, a lot of people were like, who is this guy coming in doing all this crazy stuff? But look, the mission has this fabulous discipleship program. So we came up with this thing called Cards of Hope, which I really, really like. The owner of Joey K's knocks on our door one day and has this kind of crazy idea, and we came up with the name Cards of Hope. And what we do is we pass these cards out to people on the street. So anybody, if they go to the mission website, neworleansmission.org, they can get Cards of Hope. Instead of giving somebody on the street $1 or $2, because that usually doesn't go to a good place. It really doesn't. And you give them a card of hope, 5 days, food, clothing, and shelter, no questions asked at the mission. Now, anybody can walk in the street at the mission door, but you'd be surprised how many people don't realize, homeless people that don't realize the mission doors are open to them to come in. We have an outreach program that goes on the street and actually rescues people off the street. But the mission is there to take people in. And the discipleship program, you can enter the program for like 21 days, then you can take it to the next level. And at the end of the day, you can be there a year. And the mission's objective is to transform lives. So the events and all of the other stuff is fantastic. But the core of the mission is to transform lives. So if we can make people smile and make them happy and give them some music and give them some things outside of just food, clothing, and shelter, then I'm all for that. I mean, we have a good time. And so seeing homeless people with smiles on their faces and rejoicing is just beautiful.
Earlier you made the point saying that the way we typically think of homelessness, it's a small percentage, that most people have so many different kinds of stories, whether they're veterans now who are homeless, whether they're, moms with children for whatever reason, no longer can sleep on the couch of sisters and friends or whatever, for whatever reason. The stories are just, so many different types of stories. Does it help people also be more compassionate? Because, again, you look at people and you don't quick to say, well, they could change their lives if they wanted to. That if you get the cards of hope, you could give it to them, because I never know what to do. Do I give them $2? Do I give them a banana that I have right next to me? Do I give them a protein bar, a bottle of water? I just don't know what to do.
A lot of people don't know what to do. Some people see the person with the sign on the corner and say, wait, is this person really homeless? Are they just there making a buck? It's hard to tell who's real and who's not. I tell people sometimes, you know what? If it's a straight business decision, minimum wage at McDonald's, or hey, stand on the corner holding up a sign, you might be able to make $200 holding up the sign. And if you put on a veteran's jacket and have a floppy-eared dog, you might even make more money. The sad thing is there are people taking advantage of that system, okay? Our goal is to find who's real and help them and who's not. And what I would like to do is blow the ones that are who's not out the water, okay? I saw a video clip of a van running around on the North Shore, dropping people off at corners and picking them up in the afternoon. And they're holding signs. So if you give somebody a card of hope, if they're not real, they're either going to throw it on the ground or they'll give it to somebody that is real, because the person that's not real is not coming to the mission. There's people right outside the mission doors that just don't want to go in there. They prefer to be on the street. Why? I really don't know. But I've asked people why. And some people there's a lot of mental issues, a lot of mental problems, but a lot of people truly want help, and we're there to help them. So I think a lot of people are confused, and one of our goals is to educate people about homelessness and to let people know what options homeless people have, and to give the homeless people an opportunity to get help.
And again, you talked about the different programs over at the mission, the discipleship program, that type of thing. And the whole thing is to address the whole person so that they can really have more options in life other than being under the bridge or holding up a sign, if that's legitimately what they're doing.
Right. The mission has the three words of the mission that we latch onto every day: rescue, recovery, and re-engagement. So the mission rescues people off the street. They go through a recovery program, and then at the end of the day, the goal is to re-engage them back into the community. Many, many homeless people that come through the mission end up being very productive citizens once they go through the program. We formed a mission media department at the mission. We're actually producing, and my background is film and TV.
Yes.
I'm training people right now to produce television, documentaries. We're shooting a television series for a company out of Baton Rouge called Rock Bottom and Back. We're producing that with Bic Media and Earl Hurd up in Baton Rouge. We're doing things like that, and the crew are homeless people, and some of the talent is amazing. It's really, really blowing my mind.
And who would have known that just passing by? So why are they so excited about it? Because of the skill, or because they want to be able to tell stories authentically? What's the attraction?
It's everything. I mean, telling stories, there are more stories at the mission than you can believe. And I'm a storyteller, so I'm always looking for a great story. I'm working with guys that have phenomenal stories. A lot of people think that people are homeless because they're lazy. That's not true. I'll give you a quick little story. There's a guy at the mission that got a phone call one day, His family was driving back from a church service in Baton Rouge, got hit by a drunk driver going the wrong way on the interstate in the evening on a weekend evening, and he got the phone call, and his wife, his mother, his father, and kids have all been killed in this car crash. If I got that phone call, I might be jumping off the Mississippi River Bridge. I don't want that phone call, ever. So when I look at this man who's got a smile on his face every single day, you know what he says? He glorifies God and says, my family is in a better place. Have you seen the Monty Williams video? Have you seen that one?
Yes. Oh my, it's amazing. Talking about forgiveness.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I saw that video. I shared it with about 20 of my friends yesterday. I look at Monty Williams a whole different way. I mean, what an unbelievable eulogy that was. So, you know, the people at the mission, many of them, have just given their lives up to God, and they just say, okay, God, lead me and show me the way, because I can't do it on my own. And, you know, I'm telling you, I can't even live my life on my own. I have to give it up. And the minute, you know, the 4 hardest words when I was growing up, it's hard to do. Let go, let God. But that's what we say. That's what the mission preaches. And if you let go and you let God, good things tend to happen.
Mm-hmm. So you're talking to Steve Scaffidi, Marketing and Media Director. I did not know about the storytelling and the media division. That's amazing with the New Orleans Mission. We're going to give you the phone number and the website, again, for the Wednesday jam sessions, as well as the Fest experience that's coming up. And Steve, before we go, again, talk about how important it is for those of us who past people who are homeless to really open up our hearts and our eyes and see a little bit different. And how can we also support the mission directly, as opposed, you know, whether it's the cards or just funding support as well?
The best way to help the mission, you can go online, neworleansmission.org. You can make a contribution online. You can get involved with our events. If anybody would like to get involved in an event, they can call me personally at the mission. My cell phone number is 504-669-0189. Give me a call. We'll plug you in. Some people call us with ideas of their own. Some say, hey, do you have a project that you could plug me into? It goes a number of ways. If you've got a great idea and you want the mission to be involved, give me a call. We'll help you work it out. So there's so many ways. I mean, if you want to come serve food, that's great. We formed another cool thing we did. We formed the social media army to fight homelessness. Now, that's kind of cool. I've got a lady from Dubai that used to live in New Orleans. She joined the army. She's got about 10,000 fans on Facebook. She's working over in Dubai, and she's helping the homeless and, you know, in our community.
So how does that work, the social media army?
Well, if you go to email us at social@neworleansmission.org. We'll put you on the list. You officially can join the Army. And then what we do is once a week, you'll get an email. We'll ask you to join our Facebook page. We have a group. But you'll get an email saying, hey, the 5K is coming up with the Fest Experience, April 30th. Please blast it to all your friends. It's pretty simple. So, you know, my goal is to get 100,000 people on the Army, because the mission, we can't hire a bunch of PR people. I wish we could. So what we do is we need volunteers. So the social media army, you can volunteer for the mission, and you could live in another country. You don't even have to be here. If you want to come to the mission, we'll plug you in too. Come to our jam sessions. You could be a stagehand. I mean, there's a lot of...
Steve, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Monica. It's good to be here.
And that is our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been your host, Monica Pierre. Until next time, enjoy this Sunday and the rest of your week.